Hello all, and welcome to the George Ranch Historical Park. We are so happy for you to come out here and visit us. We're all excited to meet you and hope you're excited as well. Today, you are going to be traveling through time to learn about the 4 generations of one family. When you arrive at the park, you will come in through the Visitor Center. There will be some nice ladies behind a desk. They'll give you a ticket, park map, sensory guide, and anything else you may need, like water and snacks. They will tell you where to find the bathrooms and the quiet corners if you'd like to take a break during your visit. When you have everything you need, you will have a choice of walking to the first site or you can ride the tram. The tram is a tractor that pulls a big wagon which carries a lot of people. The tram has stops at each site that can pick you up or drop you off. It might be a little bumpy and noisy, but it'll be fun. Many people like riding the tram. When you are on the tram, you must stay sitting down. The driver will be very happy that you will stay seated during the ride. The first site you will see is the 1830s Jones Stock Farm. If you choose to ride the tram, it will drop you off and pick you up at the gravel driveway behind the house. If you choose to walk, you will cross the bridge outside the Visitor Center and head straight up the tree-lined path to the house. At the house, you will meet Mr. Jones, where he will tell you all about his home and his daily chores. He may be wearing a costume, but that's okay because he's pretending to live in that era. It's okay if you want to pretend too. Henry came to Texas when it was still part of Mexico and is the first generation to live on this land. You will learn about his family and how they survived when they first came to Texas. You will see a lot of things around this house, such as chickens, pigs, the outdoor kitchen, and lots of objects useful to Mr. Jones. Don't be afraid if you hear the chickens clucking or Mr. Jones' shoes tapping on the wooden floor as he walks. You might also hear some funny sounds around the house as it creaks because it's very old. There are a lot of things you can touch and feel in this house, but there are some things you may not touch. Do not touch the sharp knives or guns. Only the grown-ups may touch these things with permission. When you're ready to go to the next site, you'll wait for the tram at the end of the gravel driveway. The second site you will see is the 1860s Ryan Prairie Home. The tram will drop you off and pick you up near the bathrooms. Here at the house, you'll meet a lady dressed up as Miss Polly Ryan. She'll be like an actress, pretending to be Miss Ryan. She'll tell you about life on a ranch and her home. Her portrait is hanging on the hallway, and so is her husband, William Ryan's. She was the daughter of Mr. Jones and is the second generation to live on this land. This house is also very old, so you might hear some funny noises from the floors and doors, especially when people walk around. Like the stock farm, you will see chickens and pigs at this house, and you will also be able to see the chuck wagon. There are a lot of things you can touch in this house. The leader will tell you what you cannot touch. They will be very happy that you follow these rules. The third site you will see is the Sharecropper House, a small 2-room cabin that was home of a farmer and his family. At this site, you will meet Uncle Bob, and he will show you around his property. His house is decorated with newspaper clippings, and you will see his chickens and pigs. Our pigs are very friendly, but do ask a staff member before petting them. They may make a funny noise, but that's okay, and everything will be fine. The house is near the main road, so don't be afraid if you hear cars and trucks passing the park. You are able to touch and pick up things in this house, but be sure to check with Uncle Bob before you touch anything. He will tell you what you may touch and what you cannot touch. He will be very happy that you followed these rules. The fourth site you will see is the 1890s Davis Victorian home. The tram will drop you off in front of the house and you can walk down the path to the front porch. This house is a timed guided tour that happens every 30 minutes, so you may have to wait on the front porch for a little while until the next tour, but you will be able to enter the house when the tour starts. This house is right by the road, so you will hear a lot of noise from the traffic. If it is too much for you, you'll be able to wait on the back porch until the time of the tour or tell an adult to visit the nearby quiet corner. Unlike the other homes, you cannot touch and pick up things in this home unless an adult gives you permission, but there are a lot of rooms and plenty to see. Be sure to go and check out the carriage house behind the home before you leave. Another place you can stop at is the blacksmith shop. The blacksmith shop is going to give you a glimpse of a trade and skill that was important in the 1890s. It's a little dark in there, and there's a lot of tools in the shop, so be sure to ask before you pick something up. There may be a lot of noise in this space. Some people may get startled, but then it's okay. You will be okay after hearing the loud noise. The fifth site is the 1930s George Cattle Complex. At this site, you'll be able to see the Cowboy Show, the Batch House, the Cowboy Barns, and the main George House. The tram will drop you off near the program's office where you can follow the brick path to the front of the house to go inside. Like the Davis house, this house is also a guided tour. In here, there are many things that you cannot touch. There are a lot of things to see in the different rooms and the house. Likewise, around the house, you can see the tree house, the statue of Mr. and Mrs. George, and the bachelor house. The cattle demonstrations happen 4 times a day. If you do see the cowboy shows, you might hear the cows mooing or see Tex, our big longhorn steer. The cowboys are well trained. You don't need to be afraid of him. Always keep a safe distance from the fence when he comes out to say hello. Your leader will tell you what is a safe distance. If you go into the barn to meet the cowboys, you might hear their spurs clicking on the ground as they walk. This is a normal sound, and the spurs help the cowboys control the horses while riding. When you finish your trip, you can make your way back to the visitor center. We hope you will enjoy your day here at the ranch and get to learn all sorts of new things in your journey through time.